This presentation introduces you to the IBM Business Process Manager, providing an overview of what is new in IBM BPM version 8.5.5. IBM BPM version 8.5 introduces several key features, including dynamic processes and basic case management, mobile-ready user experience, BPMN2 enhancements, and other various improvements. This presentation is focusing on dynamic processes and basic case management. Basic case management supports unstructured ad hoc work, handling case folder and documents, a web-based case editor, and the ability to customize instance UIs. The mobile experience, BPMN2, and various improvements are covered in separate presentations. Smarter Process is an IBM cross-brand initiative that provides best-in-class capabilities that enable clients to address the full spectrum of business process challenges. There are multiple entry points for users to pursue on the Smarter Process journey. They include operational decision management, business process management, case management, and other mobile, social, cloud, and big data. It leverages information whether it be structured or unstructured data records. For this presentation, you are going to learn about business process management and case management as entry points in smarter processes. This section provides overview on dynamic processes and basic case management in IBM BPM version 8.5.5. IBM BPM now supports a broader spectrum of process types. They include structured process, ad hoc, basic case with ordered steps, and basic case with unordered set of activities. Here, you see some basic case management features that IBM BPM is offering in version 8.5.5. IBM continues to mature its Smarter Process portfolio, which includes IBM BPM, IBM Case Manager, and IBM ODM. Version 8.5.5 adds some basic case management capabilities to the IBM BPM Advanced package. IBM BPM Advanced continues to support process-oriented work patterns, including straight-through processing and user-oriented workflows that require basic case management. With these features, you can use existing IBM BPM investments and skills to build applications that have a mix of basic case management in their process-oriented solution. One of the significant enablement technologies for case management in IBM BPM version 8.5.5 includes an embedded content repository that is restricted to support base case management documents and folders. This feature is not a replacement for enterprise content management, but a built-in content repository in the product. It can support unlimited content management use cases with IBM Enterprise Content Manager. Use IBM Case Manager for content-centric workflow and full use of content management capabilities. Refer to IBM Case Manager for more information, as this is beyond the scope of this presentation. The basic case management features require a separate license in IBM BPM Advanced version 8.5.5. It is a built-in feature within IBM BPM Advanced installation. However, the users need to obtain a license in order to use this capability. Some of the key capabilities for basic case management are listed here. First, you can create multiple case activities for ad hoc collaboration. These ad hoc activities can be implemented either as simple tasks or IBM BPM processes. You can customize ad hoc activity behavior as required, optional, or preconditions, which can be triggered by different events, rules, or data. Second, as mentioned in the previous slide, you now have an embedded restricted use content repository to support basic case documents and folders. It does not replace the full capabilities of IBM Enterprise Content Manager. However, it can be extended with IBM Enterprise Content Manager to support unlimited content use cases. Third, IBM BPM version 8.5.5 introduces simplified web-based case design tools. It is designed to make it for knowledge work subject matter experts to assemble cases. It is a separate web-based tool that is integrated with Process Designer and Process Center. Last but not least, IBM BPM Process Portal, which is the main workspace for doing process work, is now extended to support these basic cases notions. You can view case details from Case Details Instance Viewer and view folder and documents of that case. You can also view current casework items and launch new work items from your inbox. The case search capability is also available to search cases that use different criteria. Finally, case task visibility can be shown through IBM BPM dashboards. IBM BPM version 8.5.5 expands work patterns to include subject matter experts, or SMEs, as authors and knowledge workers. SME authors are responsible to define unstructured processes or cases and to authorize simple responsive UIs. They can consume reusable PPTs, services, and custom UIs. Knowledge workers can claim or perform tasks to complete a case or process instance. They can work with instances without claiming specific tasks and can trigger unstructured activities based on activity requirements and business conditions. Here is a quick review of what a case is. A case is basically a project that starts and finishes over time to resolve a problem. The problem can involve a claim or a request or a proposal and be supplemented by many documents and records relevant to the case. To create a case, you identify the activities that are needed to complete the case and then group those activities into a case. An activity in a case is a step that is performed to complete a case. You can implement an activity as a user task, which is a client-side human service, a linked process, or a sub-process. You can also identify the documents that are used and the teams of users that work on the activities. A subject matter expert can define case structure and rules that govern the relationships between these activities. Furthermore, cases can be monitored by using the same infrastructure that is used for process monitoring. For more information, see the IBM Knowledge Center. The Process Center library now contains case-specific artifacts such as case type and document type. You can now select either a case type or document type from the web-based authoring tools. Once you create a case type, you can define activities for your case and whether they are required or optional activities. The activity behaviors can be defined through Activity General Settings. The Behavior section provides another way to set an activity as required or optional. There, you can specify how the activity is started and whether the activity is required to complete or not. If you change the setting here, the activity moves into the appropriate section. The basic combination of activities that are supported are shown here. Many combinations are possible. You can also define when the activity is ready to start by setting preconditions. Activities can start automatically after all the preconditions are met or manually by a user after all the preconditions are met. If you do not set any preconditions, automatic activities start as soon as the case is launched, and manual activities must be started by a user. Some of the precondition option settings for the activity are shown here. You can set the case to start each time that a document is filed, and you can optionally combine the setting with a Boolean expression. You can also start the case when a variable value changes, or with a Boolean expression only. Here is a screen capture on setting preconditions for your activities. As described in the previous slide, you can choose from 4 preconditions. A precondition consists of 2 parts, a precondition event and a precondition expression. The 2 parts together determine when the activity starts. In addition to determining when the activity first starts, the precondition also determines when an activity that is already started changes state, for example, from a waiting state to a working state. This chart describes different activity behaviors and its precondition settings. Some preconditions are not allowed depending on how you set the activity behavior. A variable contains information that can be shared among activities. A case folder property is a variable whose value is stored in the case folder and thus also visible to anyone directly interacting with the case folder. This screen captures Variables tab within your case type where you can add variables. This screen captures the Folders tab in the Case Type Editor where you can create folders. Folders provide a way of grouping documents that are related to a case. You can create a folder structure that case workers in Process Portal can use to add documents that are required to complete the case. A case itself has a folder. A folder can contain one or more subfolders. folders that are automatically created when a case is started. At runtime, you can add or remove subfolders under a specific case folder. In addition to Process Portal, case folders can also be accessed in the IBM BPM Content Store. Here, you can create user interfaces that a user sees for the case instance in Process Portal. IBM BPM provides a user interface for your instances in Process Portal. You can either use the provided interface, or you can create your own user interface and make it the default user interface for all users. Optionally, you can also create your own user interface that is customized for instance owners. A process and instance user interface must be implemented as a client-side human service, as it cannot be implemented as a heritage human service. This image is a screen capture of what IBM BPM Process Portal looks like when you are viewing cases and details. Every case or process has a details page, and they can be customized for each type of case or process. The detail pages are composed from coaches and coach views. By default, the data and documents are shown along with tasks that must be completed and activities that can be launched by the user. This table shows the state of each activity by its icon in the Process Details instance view of the IBM Process Portal. The icons indicate the current state of your activity so that you can take necessary action. You can search different case or process instances by using a search filter in the Processes page of IBM Process Portal. The presentation summary and additional resources are provided in this section. This presentation provided an overview in dynamic process and basic case management in IBM BPM version 8.5.5. It builds integrated IBM BPM and case management solutions. It used embedded content management technology and can extend support to unlimited content repository with IBM Enterprise Content Manager. You can now create case type by using web-based case editor tools and define different activity behaviors for your case. An extension on Case UI is also offered to IBM Process Portal. For more information, see the IBM BPM version 8.5.5 announcement for an excellent overview, and the IBM Knowledge Center for IBM Business Process Manager version 8.5.5.